This is Forge Daily with Mackenzie Barwell on the Forge Audio Network.
Welcome to this episode of Forge Daily. I'm your host, Mackenzie Barwell, coming to you the last day of July. A busy August ahead for Forge FC, and it all kicks off in Winnipeg this Sunday when Forge take on Valor. I'll talk more in depth on that match this Friday, but today I want to provide some updates around the standings as well as which Forge players were included in this week's CPL Team of the Week. Spoiler alert, there were a couple of them. So let's get right into today's episode, beginning with where Forge currently sit in the CPL table. Atletico Ottawa still hold the top spot, but that gap is closing. Just a few days ago, a second-place York United handed them a 4-1 defeat. Atletico Ottawa now with 29 points on the season, York United 2 below them with 27, and then Forge in third place with 25. The next closest team below Forge is Cavalry. After their 1-0 win over Vancouver FC, they trail by 4 points, so these numbers suggest that maybe these top three teams will start to run away and separate themselves over the coming weeks. Looking at that podium though, the next time Forge FC match up against Ottawa will be August 10th. If you follow along, you'd know that Forge have lost both games they'd played to Ottawa, but this time around, they'll play it at Tim Hortons Field. Meanwhile, next time Forge face off against York will not be until August 23rd. That will be away. However, this is a fixture they remain undefeated in. Moving on now to the CPL Team of the Week. As I mentioned earlier, a few players represented here from Forge, 4 to be exact. So we'll move from the far end of the pitch all the way up to the midfield, beginning with the goalkeeper who recorded his third clean sheet on the season this past Saturday.
Okay, first of all, Jass, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
What did you do?
I went to Toronto with my girlfriend. Just did a bit of shopping, dinner. Yeah.
Okay, question. When do you guys get like a birthday cake or something at lunch here? Do you have to make a speech after?
Yeah. Like if you don't, then they'll just call you out on it and tell you to do it. So.
Okay, because I've seen videos on socials and stuff, and it's kind of serious, no?
Yeah. Now it's become a thing.
Okay, looking at this Halifax game, you came away with your third clean sheet, and we've had conversations before, and you've talked about how you find out when you're playing moments before the game. So, what's the mindset and preparation going into that one?
I mean, week in, week out, it's always kind of the same thing. You know, we find out really last second. So, for me, in a situation like that, it's just at this point, it's kind of just like to enjoy it. You know, obviously, me and Chris have been doing really well in goal, I think, for the club, and we enjoy training together and everything. So, the mindset of going into a game is still good because I know I have someone that backs me up, and whenever he's playing, I back him up. So it's always just fun, you know, like try to get rid of the pressure, you know, like for me, someone who hasn't consistently been playing, I think it's still good to go in there and believe that everyone on the pitch like believes in what I can do, and the coaches believe in that too. So I just kind of enjoy it.
Yeah. I remember a conversation we had a couple weeks ago was about, you know, that healthy competition that you do have with Chris. So I'll check back in now. How do you feel that's developed over the past couple weeks, and how much better do you feel you are because of it?
Honestly, it feels fantastic, really, because it's like I've said before, I've been in places where it hasn't been so much the case. But with Chris, obviously, it stems from the fact that we've both been in that spot, you know, like as a definite number 2 kind of thing. And here I don't necessarily feel like that because like thanks to Coach Bobby and the coaching staff and the team. So I don't feel like I'm stuck in that position. And even Chris shows me that respect, and I show him the same respect back whenever he's playing. So it's just kind of like a put your best foot forward kind of thing with him, and he does the same for me. So like developing wise, it's just been really good because we both like help each other out. We try to like find what we can do better together. So it's just been a ton of fun.
Okay, one more thing before I let you go. Your distribution in particular was really good against Halifax. I believe it was 24 of 29 passes completed. Has that always been a part of your skill set, or because it is such a core piece of the style of play here that it's gotten better?
I think being here has helped, but there's one person I owe a lot of credit to, and obviously like I grew up trying to like play with my feet, but one person I owe a lot of it to is my coach at LAFC, which was Omar Zini. He was like just adamant on that, and he was just like consistently hammering me at that because the older keeper there above me, Abraham, he was top at that. So just like picking the pieces from those guys and trying to apply it.
Okay, well, it worked out, clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Jass.
Moving up to the back line now with center back Achinioti Jonsson. He was absolutely dominant on Saturday, making 7 clearances and 5 interceptions to help Forge and Jass, of course, complete that clean sheet. He started by sharing what he's liked about this group as of late.
I think we've been playing with confidence. We've been creating a lot of good chances, even though we maybe wished to be on the ball a bit more last game. I think we still did a good job, and I think more important than scoring the 3 goals was to keep a clean sheet in the back, which gives a lot of confidence to us defenders and the keeper.
I was curious to ask you about your perspective with regards to the situation of, Danny and Malik also being in that left back position, rotating a little bit. Does that affect you in terms of your adjustments made throughout the game, or does that variety not really affect you?
I wouldn't say it affects me too much. Both are great players. They play a bit different styles, but I think when they're playing, both of them are playing great, so it doesn't really matter who's in. I've got faith in both of them.
Looking ahead to Winnipeg now, you'll play away at their stadium, and they just got a new turf. So what does that impact the game like?
Well, we had a couple of years where it was sticky going to Winnipeg. I think we kind of broke that curse last year. But hopefully we can play some better football than we've done before. It's been very bouncy and not great there. So with the new pitch, I'm hoping that we can play some good football.
Defensively, what will the key areas of focus be here?
I think they're good at crossing the ball. They cross it early and from far out wide. So I think we got to get out, block some crosses, and defend well in the box.
The last guy I got a chance to speak to was Captain Kyle Becker. He's been absolutely outstanding recently and was particularly essential to Forge's control in the game against Halifax. He completed 20 of 21 passes, including that cross-field ball that led to their 3rd goal. So I started our interview by reminding him that win put them 4 points out from the top of the table, and asked whether or not he thought their positioning in the standings was reflective of their recent performances.
I think we've been pretty fortunate. To be honest, the results in the league, we've seen time and time again on any given day, anyone can beat anyone, and they've kind of kept us in the hunt. But the last few games, I think we've been very good. And if we can just keep this thing going, take it game by game, I think we'll be in a good position.
Looking ahead to this next month, August is going to be incredibly busy. A couple midweek matches, and then, of course, the Canadian Championship continues. So from your experience with these very condensed, scheduling periods, how do you manage, peak performance, but also that fatigue?
To be honest, this is when it gets kind of fun. Training for a full week and then a game kind of gets a little boring, for being honest. I know coach isn't going to like that, but as a player, you want to be playing games. And when they're happening every 3 days, yeah, it's a lot, but honestly, it's what you want to be doing. So you just got to keep going, and then when you're getting results, it makes it a little bit better. But anytime you have a chance to bounce back the next 2 days is fantastic. So hopefully guys take care of themselves. The good news is we have a healthy roster. Guys are coming back. It's going to make it difficult for coach to pick an 18, which is a good problem to have. And then on the other side for us, it means we have depth coming into this month, which is what we need.
Okay, as I said, the Canadian Championship will continue. We have that TFC game coming up late August. How does the team manage aspirations in 2 separate competitions, one of the other, of course, being the regular season here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess one benefit, it's a little far out. We don't really have to think about it for now. Obviously, we have to put our focus in the league. We need to go on a run here if we want to be competitive. We want to push for that first place spot at the end of the season. So we know that's our main objective right now. Ultimately, it's just, as I said, game by game. As boring of an answer as that is, it is what it is. And then using that to hopefully have momentum going into the TFC game where everyone's feeling good, and then we know we have a massive 90 minutes at stake.
Okay. Last but not least, QuasiPoku, of course, was a standout performer, scoring that brace, and then, as Coach Bobby talked about, making all of the right movements. So he got the CPL Team of the Week nod, but also now tied for the Golden Boot lead and definitely in contention for Player of the Year. A lot more from QuasiPoku to be expected on the audio network as the season progresses. That will wrap up today's episode. So thank you for listening. Tomorrow you can expect more from Kyle Becker in a very funny episode of Max Access. And then on Friday, we've got a match day preview for that Valor game on Sunday. This time I am joined by Steve Milton.
This has been Forge Daily with Mackenzie Barwell. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.
Ethan went into the locker room and he was also asked chocolate or candy, so it's only right.
Oh, candy, 100%.
Justify your reasoning.
It's better.
What kind? Like the Maynards?
Like just all candy is the best. I'm gonna go Twin Snakes, Sour Patch Kids, Just like Haribo gummy bears, fire.
Okay, fire.
Coke bottles, fire. And like literally any like the white bottoms, good stuff.
Twin snakes, never heard of them, to be honest.